Good morning, YouTube. We are back. Welcome to another episode of Board Progression. Today we're testing out the brand new Hero 8 Black. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Dan Reese, and I predominantly shoot snowboard videos, but also skate videos, and a whole lot of other adventure here in Utah. And throughout the whole snowboard season last year, I used the Hero 7 Black, and it was great. Aside from the battery issues and the freezing up issues, it was phenomenal. GoPro says the Hero 8 has even better stabilization, and now the hyper smooth stabilization is available in all frame rates and all resolutions, which is really cool. They also say that there's a hyper smooth boost mode that makes it even extra smooth on really bumpy situations. So today we're gonna test that out on snow and see how well it does. If you watched any of my previous snowboard videos with the 7, then you're familiar that it has this notorious bug where the camera will freeze and you try to stop recording and you've basically lost the shot that you just recorded. There's a brand new battery with the Hero 8. I don't know if that's the solution. I hope it is. This camera has the same processor and the same sensor as the 7. They just say it's improved, whatever that means. But honestly, that doesn't make me that optimistic. Right now, I'm driving up Big Cottonwood Canyon on my way to Brighton, and the resorts aren't open yet, but we're gonna hike for some turns. Everything in this video today, except for some comparison shots with the 7, is gonna be shot all with the Hero 8. So all the footage you're looking at right now is shot with the Hero 8 with my favorite settings, which I'll put up on the screen right now, so you guys can see what settings I like to use when I'm just in the car talking to the camera. Well guys, it's considerably warmer up here than it was the last time I was here. I am curious to see how the microphone does on this in the wind. There's a new front-facing microphone right underneath the lens of this camera, and they say that that's better. I don't know if it is, but I guess we'll find out. There's a little bit of wind. How do I sound, guys? What? Look at this, guys. Now that is a proper backcountry booter right there. All right, guys, this is day 2 of the 2019-2020 season. Let's do it. So guys, I started filming this video last Saturday, but since then it has snowed not once but 2 times. So I went back after each storm to really put this camera to the test in some real winter conditions, especially when shooting it side by side with the Hero 7. Let's take a look. Guys, we are back. Look at this. Y'all remember Alex from last season probably? So that kicker that I hit yesterday, guess who was shaping it the day before? This guy right here.
He's ready now.
So we're gonna hike back there, session it some more, and then probably hit up the bone zone. Looks like we got another 7-8 inches over the last 48 hours probably. It's looking pretty proper up here. Yeah. There she is. Looks pretty good.
Looks really good.
All right, guys, we are back at Brighton. Like I said, there's probably another 7 or 8 inches over the last 48 hours. It's looking pretty fresh up here. Today we're comparing both the Hero 7 and the Hero 8. So we got both cameras running side by side. We'll do a little split screen for you guys, as well as just some comparison shots. We're gonna do some follow shots, hit a couple jumps probably, and hit up the bone zone. Shout out to my man Alex, who's on camera right now. You. And thanks for watching, guys. It should be a pretty good day. It's supposed to be cold. They said the high is 20, but with the sun out, it feels good. No wind right now. All systems go. By the way, right now we're shooting with both cameras set up the same. We got 60 frames a second, super view, 2.7K, ISO settings, all the auto exposure, all that stuff is set up the same. So it should be a pretty fair comparison, hopefully. All right, guys, let's do a little follow cam. Alex here is gonna be the guinea pig. Alright guys, we decided to hike one more time. Get some freshies. This time we're trying the hyper smooth boost mode on the Hero 8 versus just regular old hyper smooth on the 7. We'll see if there's a difference. You're limited to a wide angle lens instead of super view, so that's what we got. Well guys, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed with the Hero 8. First of all, I want to say none of this footage from the Hero 7 or the 8 has been color graded or color corrected. I showed you guys on screen what the settings were for the cameras, and I haven't changed anything in post-production. And I'll say the image quality looks great. The image quality of the 7 still looks fantastic. And I think the only difference really is the stabilization, and there's a tiny bit more saturation in the Hero 8. Which I kind of like because it makes things pop just a little bit more, but it's not overkill, so things look a little bit too blown out and unrealistic. There are a couple of little things that bug me. The new design of the camera is good and bad. I really like the feet being on the bottom. The fact that you don't need to use a frame anymore is awesome. Now you can just keep it mounted wherever you have it and swap out the battery, which is great. I did notice that when it's mounted to stuff, it feels a little bit wobbly. It's not locked in a solid position, but I haven't noticed it making a difference in any shots. And if I shake it or whatever, it doesn't seem to move. So I don't think that's really an issue, even though at first glance it seemed like it might be. But the redesign of the side door is kind of a head scratcher. Now you only have one door, which is fine, and it houses the battery and the memory card, so you can get to that in one spot. There's no longer an HDMI port, which doesn't bother me because I never really used it, honestly. But the biggest issue is the door. The door pops off, which is good, I guess, if you want to take it off or a safety measure so it doesn't break. But it pops off way too easy. Just a few times I was trying to open the door and it popped off and landed on the floor. And I feel like it's only a matter of time before I'm gonna drop that in the snow and it's gonna be just gone. Opening the door, some people seem to think it's harder than the old one. Some people think it's easier. You just have to be very precise with your fingers. And again, being in the cold out on like a chairlift or something, that might be a little bit more challenging. The other noticeable change is the microphone right on the front of the camera. Now, GoPro says that that makes it better for wind noise. I'm not really sure it does. At best, I think it sounds about the same as the 7. At worst, it might actually be a little bit worse. Sometimes it sounded like the 7 was canceling out the noise a little bit better than the 8. Also, at one point I was riding through some powder and some snow blasted the camera, covered the lens and everything. And I wiped off the lens, but I guess some snow had gotten on that microphone or in that microphone, but it really messed up the audio for the next shot after that. Man, a lot of rocks. I'll have to test that some more, but that could be a little bit of an issue if you're getting face shots on the camera and the audio goes to crap. As I said, the stabilization really is better than the 7. The 7 was already great. Basically now the stabilization has 3 different levels. You've got on, which is just like your base level, and then you've got high and boost mode. But you can only use high and boost in certain frame rates and certain lens angles. And if you try to use super view, it basically shuts off those functions. I updated this camera to the latest firmware, and as the time of this posting, that's version 1.20. So it'll be interesting to see what changes happen in the software over time, because GoPro always updates their software a couple times throughout the year. When you can use the high stabilization or the boost stabilization, it's actually really good, especially the rotational orientation of the camera. And it can do that, I guess, because it's cropping in a lot tighter. Because of that, if I'm holding a pole filming, I probably won't be using the boost mode because it does crop in considerably. I tried shooting a couple shots with the boost mode on while I was holding a pole, and it would either crop my feet or it would crop my head. So you kind of had to pick either or in the shot. But that boost mode or 120 frames a second are going to be a lot better if you're doing some follow shots, because you're probably not going to be as close to the subject. I really like that they've included preset modes to use, so you don't have to keep constantly changing the settings if you want a different frame rate or you want a different camera angle, and you can create your own custom presets, which is really nice. The battery life seems to be okay so far, and more importantly, knock on wood, I didn't have any issues with the camera freezing up or losing any footage yet. Granted, it's not the middle of winter, but There were a couple days up there where it was in the 20s and it seemed to be doing fine. The sun was out and it wasn't very windy, so I don't know what it'll be like on a cloudy, very windy day. But from what I've seen, guys, this looks like a great camera. It looks like a really good upgrade. If you guys want to see how the camera holds up over the course of this winter, stay tuned. I'll be posting a lot more videos. That's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, keep progressing in everything that you're doing. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.
I hit a rock, dude. Oh no.
Ooh.
Damn, bro.
Woo! You good?
Yeah, man.
Dude, you had some height, bro. Damn. Oh, early season, man.